Newt Gunray's influence extends farther than we ever imagined.
Welcome everybody to Not Uncle to Uncle. This is Wattos Vatos, the first ever international, coast to coast, might as well be worldwide podcast of Star Wars, hosted by three ravishing, luscious Latinos. Que hola, me llamo Franklin, and I want to pass it off to my man Harpo, because I'm feeling a little under the weather.
Well, it's your boy Harpo, your host on the West Coast who's got the most, and I am proud to be here with these two amazing gentlemen, including our homie Bert.
All wings reporting in, and with that, this is Bert, the East Coast contingent, and hopefully we get into some of the wars, because it has been one hell of a ride recently in Star Wars.
That
It has been one hell of a ride, but I guess let's go around. How's everybody doing? And give the people at home a small sample of the host's world.
I'm doing all right. We are, my wife and I both are recovering because we're now older than we used to be, and made the fatal mistake of going to a concert at a standing room only venue on Friday, and yes, we are both incredibly sore and also old. So you have the double-edged sword of, having a fun night out and also having to come to grips with your own mortality.
No. A similar
Bert, how you
sentiment is being felt here. We're not all young, spry little guys anymore, so we pay the price for several days when it comes to concerts and drinking, and yeah, it's great. No,
It's like putting a gun in your mouth.
Maybe. Well, that's good. I'm all right. I ain't mad. I'm under the weather, but let's focus on episode 5 of Ahsoka. We kind of left off there in the world between worlds, or was it? That's kind of the first question I want to ask you guys. What was it that we were watching? What was that venue?
There's been the argument like, oh, it's in Ahsoka's head, that's like her materializing stuff, but it could just be a general connection with the Force. Maybe she was really pulled into the world, and maybe she's only seeing what she needs to be shown at that moment in time.
Well, the argument against that is Jason could hear lightsabers.
Very much, yeah.
So
or maybe he was reading her mind.
Okay. That would be he heard something. So something was taking place down below, and I would link it to very similar to how the Loaf Wolves have light speed, and same as the Purgle that we would see later on. There's something there. Now, if it wasn't the world between worlds, it was something adjacent to it where, and we've seen this mentioned with Morgan Elsbeth as before, where they mentioned her interacting with Thrawn between space and time, and setting that in that order, space and time. So maybe the same way she has interacted with Thrawn is similar to how Ahsoka's interacted with Anakin here. So there's some kind of medium that we're only getting vague. We're not going to get the full answers to, which I think is the best way to go about it. Harpo, what did you make of what we saw?
So I personally think it is the world between worlds, but I also don't think Filoni felt like opening that particular can of worms again. Introducing the whole time travel thing to the Star Wars universe was not really received all that well the first time around, and I don't think he wanted to kind of throw that thought into the normie's head, so we got this kind of stripped down basic version of it, and I was fine with it personally, but I also kind of am like, If you're gonna take that shot, you might want to like come up with a different way to do it. But all in all, I thought it was fine.
Okay, so this is something that could be accessed through maybe. So my rebuttal to that is, remember when Yoda, this is towards the what was the considered what the Netflix lost season of the Clone Wars, when he was hearing Qui-Gon's voice, right? We recall this,
Yes.
both of us here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like the first final episode before they brought back, right?
The first final episode, yes. And to really heighten Yoda's force sensitivity, abilities, whatever you want to call it, he went under. Remember, he was put in a tank, and they kept dropping the oxygen levels more and more so he can access certain parts of the force.
Yeah,
And
he was force edging.
Very good.
I think we could just end it there. I think that's a wrap, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Explain what edging is to the viewers in my
No, we're not doing this. We're not.
I think they know for sure. Our listeners, yeah, they know. They've heard their black belt in edging.
Think of it's my favorite Aerosmith song, "Living on the Edge." You think that's what it was about?
Exactly.
It's about. Right. God damn it! I had a point here. It was a good point.
Sorry.
You clipped me with a fucking good ass joke too, so I can't even be that mad about it. But yes, he was the equivalent of force edging. Yoda was force edging. He was talking to Qui-Gon. All right, Qui-Gon, somebody who we had just lost. So again, the parallels I'm digging up here are both Yoda and Ahsoka being underwater. Now nobody can read what was going on with Yoda, and Jason was able to at in this point in time. That's kind of semantics, though. It's really not. It's really neither here nor there. But both things are within the realm of time and space that happened, and I don't think it was. The more I've convinced myself that this actually did happen. Maybe not so much a world between worlds type thing, but it was something, and it was something substantial.
Now, the other question I heard going around is that Anakin's Force Ghost.
Well, I mean, I like to think so. It's tough, right? Because we're also seeing Ahsoka's kind of subconscious, and it's almost more of a dive into her guilt, into that character's guilt of leaving him, and it's almost like she's projecting what Anakin we get here, right? Because as she's trying to resolve this conflict, we're starting to see Vader Anakin, and we see Clone Wars Anakin, but it's all kind of glitching, right? It's all so
It's all her confronting like anything that it might have like caused the trauma or whatever she's like going through that's preventing her from going to the next level.
Right. So it's a bit of a hybrid between Dagobah and Luke's training, as well as I like to think Yoda going as Jedi edging. I don't fucking remember. Thank you, Harpo. Thank you. All right. So general thoughts on the episode. Do we wanna go around here? Bert, you want to start us off, then Harpo, and then I'll get to my stuff.
Sure. I had one moment in the episode where I had a little mini heart attack of like, oh no, don't do this. And that's when Jason got down and Hera's like, oh, go with Chopper and watch him. I'm like, fuck, are we going to get like another fruit hunting episode or some shit for this show now? It's like, hey, what is this kid and the droid going to get up to today? It's like, oh, I'm so glad they didn't do that shit.
Oh, man. Wasn't there a Clone Wars episode where they were shopping for a party? And like R2 and 3PO got kidnapped by Cad Bane?
Yes. Like the droids are out and about.
That's a good Cad Bane.
Thank you. Yeah, like I didn't want it to be like a fucking filler shit, and then we were not gifted that. Unfortunately, we were gifted this art instead. It was fantastic. Like I didn't think they could like go like top themselves from the previous episode, but this shit is like it was wow. It was a great episode.
What is specifically what caught your eye most about it?
I mean, what we're touching on now about Ahsoka and what we're assuming is a world between worlds, and
Right.
essentially this is her facing her trials to become a Jedi Knight, because I'm assuming that after she is a full-fledged Jedi Knight, right?
I think so. I mean, Harpo, what do you say here? And everybody's all these stupid YouTube things are like, she's now Ahsoka the White, and just like, fucking spare me with this shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, Anakin was her master, and if he says she's done, who am I to argue?
Fair enough.
We did
What
get
did
a
you?
little bit of that in Rebels, by the way, with Kanan.
No, that's
That's
true.
true.
So this is again a
Yeah,
very similar experience, and that wasn't a world between worlds. That was a temple. That was him facing, uh, kind of learning the identity of the chief inquisitor, the head
the Grand
inquisitor,
Inquisitor.
Grand Inquisitor. I keep thinking head inquisitor for all the fucking for the fucking headgate we had to deal with after the first Kenobi episode. It's like, why isn't
Oh,
his head shaped
yes.
like a football? I'm like, that doesn't matter as much, believe it or not. It's like, you want to get too cartoony, be careful what you ask for, please. It can get very cartoony, as we've seen. I don't want to see Ezra show up in fucking bright orange gear. Is all I want to say here. This isn't an episode of Doug, like fucking hell. Harper, what did you make of the episode overall?
So for me, this episode was perfect. Like the Clone Wars stuff, to see Hayden Christensen somehow have the exact same physical mannerisms as Clone Wars Anakin, it was just mind blowing. Like I don't know, it was so much better than I could have even hoped for. Just the way like when they're advancing and just randomly blocking uh blaster bolts just the same way animated Anakin did. And that young lady they brought in to play young Ahsoka was freaking perfect, and I'm sure Ashley Eckstein's just back at home seething even further and further into a rage.
Yeah.
And just man, getting to see Rex and Filoni, he got me because he like at one point in the interview somebody asked him, or like, is Rex gonna appear in Ahsoka? And he's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna answer this. I'm gonna say yes. Rex will appear in Ahsoka. Okay, well, Rex appeared in Ahsoka. He got me. He got me. I thought it was gonna be old man Rex, but nope, he got me.
Still time, but not that much time for old man Rex,
And I'm super happy that they've advanced the plot, and now because I'm assuming the B story is going to be Hera's court martial or whatever the New Republic's going to put her through.
Judge
And
Nine Numb at the fucking just get everybody, fucking
have Akbar show
yeah.
up as a character witness.
Yeah.
Have Zeb can testify on her behalf. That's kind of a bummer that we haven't seen Zeb, because I know we got him in the last season of Mando, where he's one of the what are they called? The Rangers, the X-wing, like Carson.
Yeah, the Rangers of the New Republic.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, maybe maybe we might get Zeb, but
I think we gotta get Zeb if they went through all that trouble. I think at some point, last episode maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm really excited, because let's be honest, the Star Wars universe has gotten to be really, really small, and everything seems to take place in one of 5 planets or types of planets. We're headed to an uncharted region of the galaxy now, where anything is possible, and that has me super excited. I know there's people who are kind of like, oh, I don't know about this. I'm just, I just want you to know, I trust in the Filoni. Uh, he's brought me safe so far, and now is not the time to bail on the man. But I think we're going to be in for something completely different. And there's also been like people who are announced that are going to be on the show that we haven't even seen yet. So In addition to obviously Thrawn, we have. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the actor Wes Chatham. He is this
Is he British?
huge guy. No, he's
Oh,
American. He's I take it you gentlemen did not watch The Expanse.
no.
No.
Okay, it's a sci-fi show.
Is the one Edge was
It's
on?
no.
You know the one I'm talking
This
about,
is
though, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's a really good science fiction show that's based on a really good set of books. It's like in the future, there's like people who live on Earth, there's people who live on Mars, and then there's people who live like on the asteroid belts between Earth and Mars that are more or less like I would say like indentured servants. And it's like all this geopolitical stuff that goes on. Well, Wes Chatham plays this guy named Amos Burton, who is like a dead-eyed, soulless kind of like killing machine, but he's also a mechanic, and he's really nice to his crew, but he also is like capable of being totally like evil and sadistic. And he's rumored to play it. Just all they said in the description is Thrawn's right-hand man.
Now,
So
hold up a second. We did kind of see his right-hand man in Mando, did we not? In that round table, that hologram round table. Is like, well, where's your boy Thrawn?
yeah, no, it's not Captain Pelion.
That's what I was saying,
Yeah,
Captain Pelion.
he's definitely not playing Captain Pelion. So now Rook the Nograi, he appeared in Rebels. Did he die in Rebels? I don't.
Did he take like a? I feel like he got like a fucking slam off of one of the hyperdrive things or whatever, just like on those no railing fucking things. Zeb just fucking.
Yeah.
I think Zeb just fucking.
Zeb took him
I
out. Yeah, I remember.
So. I don't. I can't confirm. I don't. Yeah, I don't remember him getting locked up.
So he's either gonna. I don't know. I hope they don't use him as a Nograi because Wes Chatham is huge, and I feel like the Nograi weren't like, bigger than human size.
No.
They were like, but they were just incredibly strong. Right. So I'm hoping this is just like, I read the new Thrawn books, but I read them a long time ago. He has a guy that he met when he was in the Imperial Academy that he kind of like dragged along with him to success. So
and these are the canon books, right?
Yeah, the new canon books. And I'm thinking maybe that's the guy he's going to play, or it could just be somebody totally new. So that's one of the things that I've just been kind of sitting on because I freaking love Wes Chatham. He's amazing. And the fact that he's going to be in Star Wars, I think a lot of people are going to be impressed with him.
Oh, the casting has overall just been... I couldn't... did I mention the casting last episode?
Very smart. Yeah. Very smart casting.
Very smart. There was one scene early on. It could be on one perfect shot, if you ask me. There's one scene early on here that I thought, the director in this case really just captured the character's essence. But
it's almost like they studied the filming techniques of New Japan.
Yeah. So my thoughts here. I'm similar to Harpo. I'm glad we're gonna see a new galaxy. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on that. This is a chance to go completely absurd and not have to obey any rules of like Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like there's no need to have you're not tied down to anything. You can get as fucking wild and weird as you'd like. So I would like to see them fully utilize that. I know some people are like, what if they just end up in fucking Tatooine too there, which would suck. So give me something weird.
Jakku?
Thank you. Tatooine 3 then. Thank you. So give me something fucking different. Give me something weird. That especially is what I would like to see. My other note here, I did enjoy the episode. I felt it could have just been more Anakin, and the last few minutes of getting out of there could have been like 5 minutes, to be honest. But that's my take on it. I feel with this episode, I get annoyed at the volume, and that is also just me being hyper aware. Because in the flashbacks, as cool as they were, and I don't mind it being a haze. I don't mind that. I get it. You're not gonna fully reproduce Mandalore or the other planet they were on for their first mission. But it also just feels like it feels tight, and I think ultimately it's kind of my main point of everything. And you'll hear me always say it: Star Wars belongs in the theaters. It needs a big ass budget. It needs to be able to do cool shit and expand. Uh, you know, they managed to pull it off with Andor, and that was not in the fucking volume. Though I think Mon Mothma's apartment was in the volume. That's fine. Or Homeboy's shop. Love to go there someday. Luthen Rail's shop and get some knickknacks.
Oh, you're not getting
I'm
in there.
They're
They're
not
not
letting
letting
my
you
ass
in.
in there. No.
If you had a unlimited budget, what would you buy from the shop?
Oh man, that's a fucking. I'd have to see what's available again. They definitely had some cool ass old weapons. They probably, who probably went there a lot. Guy from Solo, the guy who had all that cool shit. Yeah, the guy with the fucked up face in Solo.
Oh, Verdian Dross.
Dryden
Dryden
Voss.
Voss. Well done, everybody. Dryden Voss probably fucking shops there a shit ton. That's my other point.
Do you think they have a beaded curtain section?
Oh
there?
yeah, there's a pervert section in fucking Luthen Rail shops.
I would like Yoda's mummified penis.
That's where you find the exclusive Yaddle fleshlight.
Well, Yoda's still alive during Andor, so it wouldn't be. But yeah,
Yes.
There's definitely some perverted Mon Cala flesh molds in the back room.
It's just like a Rhodian dildo.
God damn it, guys! God damn it! I'm trying to talk about this show. That's my thing. Andor has looked fucking amazing overall on terms of scope and not feeling bogged in like I'm in a dome all the time. You know what I mean? See, I'm glad we're leaving Cedos. I hope shit opens up a little more because you can just tell sometimes. You can just tell, and it takes a little bit away. Not too much. I still enjoy the episode a lot. It takes a little bit away when it's like, yep, that's the volume. Yep. Like they're not going through those woods because they'd go through a screen, kind of thing. So again, nitpicking, but still.
Oh, and while you're picking nits, I got one tiny one. So they do this. I've noticed a lot on these TV series. When Chopper's descending down the ramp with Jason, right when he gets to the bottom, cut away. So you know, cut away.
I mean, they weren't going to show R2 climb every stair in Naboo either.
Why not?
Why not? I don't know. He has the jet boosters, but
yeah, give himself a little bump to get up that ledge,
yeah. All right, so that was it for me. I gotta have one question I want to ask you guys. What Clone Wars flashback do you wish they did choose or go back to? Because we saw them go to the Siege of Mandalore, and Anakin's like, I wasn't here for this. I don't remember this.
Oh, the Battle of Mon Cala.
Oh, you want to see them underwater?
Just so I can see shirtless Kit Fisto.
That's really good. That's a really good one. God, imagine the amount it would take to produce that and not have it look like shit. I should specify.
Yeah, who's got the 6-pack abs that could possibly play Kit Fisto convincingly?
Fuck.
Like Channing Tatum, maybe?
It's gonna go the Machine Brian Cage. Douse his ass in green. Channing Tatum would be an excellent Kit Fisto. Bert, you have any preferences of where they could have gone and visited as they did in the Clone Wars?
Yeah, the Ahsoka should have peeked in right before the moment of Dooku's death and warned him, hey, don't shit your pants, old man.
Fair enough. I have a few. Okay. They could have gone to the D-Squad arc. I would have liked to have seen... I know neither of them was there. I don't care. Go through in D-Squad. Help them out. Help out the little droids. Okay. The episode where Jar Jar Binks fucks. It was like one of the later seasons. He's with Mace Windu, and he's being seduced by like the Queen there, and like they're exploring people disappearing.
Oh,
yeah. No. Okay. The episode where Jar Jar Binks pretends to be a Jedi Knight.
Oh yes.
The episode where didn't he pretend to be like a yeah, he pretended to be like a Jedi and like, oh, you look just like him, which okay, now
didn't they get the Jar Jar Sith meme from that episode with him in the robes and the yellow eyes popping out?
They may have, yeah. There might have been one of those. I also just feel like they got that from the Kermit image, the dark-sided Kermit, and they just got
Do it.
Yeah, I would like to see that episode specifically. Get into where Jar Jar and Padme decide he looks just like another Jedi, you know. And you know what? The Gungans believed it, so you know, that's who am I to say, you know? The Toldarian
Exactly.
episode where they're having trouble figuring out which side to join between the Separatists and the Republic. Liked it.
Oh, that's one of the first
Yeah,
episodes.
I like to learn a little bit.
That was a great
It
episode.
just shows up showing up during trade disputes, man. That's the heart. That's the real heart of the Clone Wars.
Where Yoda takes a guy's blaster rifle and turns it into a crutch for him.
That was awesome.
Some real field medicine.
Oh no, wait, I have my real answer here.
Okay.
The most exciting Clone Wars episode when they have to take the mission to the banking planet and it asks for a loan. The Republic needs money to continue funding. It's like, oh, the banking clan, which Filoni I don't think has the balls to put them to live action. Just say
no.
Lessons learned. We'll follow that under lessons learned.
Same reason we won't see a lot of characters, rightfully. I should
no
say.
new gun rave.
No. And he's like a legacy character in my opinion.
That's right. He was in all three
you can't have the Clone
prequels.
Wars
Yeah,
without him.
that's enough to be considered a legacy in my opinion. Like, you know, Hayden is a legacy character. You know, Hayden Anakin, I should say. Like, sorry.
So I wanted to bring this up to you fellas. So we've seen how Mandalorian gave Ahmed Best a chance to, kind of go out on his own terms. And now we see Hayden Christensen getting to, do something that's, intelligently written.
Almost as good as Jumper.
Yes.
That's my review of this episode, by the way. It was almost as good as Jumper.
Almost as good as Jumper. I'm happy that they got to, have a better experience than they previously had with Star Wars. But much like how the clones are the real victims of the Clone Wars, I feel bad that Jake Lloyd is never going to really get a way to kind of go out on top like that. I feel like that book has been
Well, you never know,
already.
but it is a bummer, It is really upsetting,
A kid, a child who's got grown men, yelling and screaming at him because they didn't like the words that somebody else wrote for him to say. Like, what the fuck are we as a species?
Yeah, we're the ones that need redemption, more than anything. But yeah, it would be nice to, just for them to turn it around in general.
I just want to find out if he ends up okay. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I know things have been super rough on him. And again, if I had been, 9, 10 years old and, was at conventions and had nerds raging in my face about, just imagine being a kid and be like, holy shit, I'm going to be in Star Wars. And then it ends up ruining your life. Like, it's just
and not only that, like doing conventions and like, somebody's just like, come on, admit it. You had help to blow up the Trade Federation ship. There's no way that your ion cannons can penetrate that shield. It's like,
I've read the technical manuals, sir. I will have you know, there is no way that a Naboo starfighter could possibly
even
have done
if it's
that.
within the starship. Hey, look, I got the visual dictionary here. Damn, those visual dictionaries, they're just the fucking best books in humanity. I think they're just the greatest. It's all pictures and it's like, this weapon does this, and you're just like, awesome.
I had one of the super old ones.
The Essential Guide to Vehicles, the orange one? Yeah.
Yep. And in my entire high school career, I never got in trouble or anything except one time, and I was sentenced to Saturday school. And so I brought that technical manual. I was planning on just reading it the whole time. But one of the ne'er-do-wells who is always there, he may have tempted young Harpo to the dark side with a tab of acid. And so I sat there for for like 4 hours just reading that and while on acid, and like the X-wing, I remember flipping open to like an X-wing page, and the X-wing just slowly like rose off the page and flew away.
At least you know the whole technical readout of it. God, that is incredible. I remember bringing it in like 6th grade because we had like mandatory reading for like homeroom for like 20 minutes and just bringing that thing every day. Probably not the fucking coolest, believe it or not either, but yeah. Great
I
book.
remember seeing the cutaway of the lightsaber. I'm like, oh, this doesn't look so hard. I only need to what the hell's a kyber crystal?
I'm sure I can find one of those.
I can get the metal, I can get the hilt, I can get all this, and just this one crystal. Did you ever see like the ads for like the $500 like lightsaber and like the Star Wars or like the Disney Insider magazine, and like they'd have it there, and it was like $500. And as a kid, well, I mean, you were just a little bit older than us, Harpo, so you probably didn't think so. But me being like, yo, it's $500. This shit might actually work.
One of my friends, he collects like those super high end lightsaber hilts, and it's like every time I go over to his house, he's like, "Dude, check this out." And he'll pull it out. He goes, "Do you recognize it?" And I'm like, "No." And he'll be like, "Oh, this is Cal Kestis's lightsaber." I'm like, "Oh, sweet, dude, that's pretty cool." And it's like, I'm like, who might have foo somebody's choice of what they buy, but it's like, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Well, was it like a used prop or something? He's like, oh no, this is just a replica. It was like $900. I'm like, oh, fuck.
I do not piss on myself.
I forgot I was on soundboard here. My apologies, everybody. So, just trying to catch up here. So I think we've covered the episode pretty well.
Do you remember way before like Disney like ever got a hold of Star Wars that all these props were always on display at the Sharper Image at your local mall?
Yes. What was up with that?
They sold like the master replica stuff at that time before Hasbro bought them, and you would always see, well, at least the one mine, they had the full-size, life-size Boba Fett, the life-size Han Solo and Carbonite, and Vader's lightsaber, like, consistently at the store.
That's a Dayland Mall?
I always thought that was so weird.
Yeah. I vaguely remember it, but that's fucking Sharper Image, man. What a fucking store. That's just baller ass shit right there.
R.I.P., man. They need to bring it back.
I mean,
that's a loss that we have yet to recover from.
Because like, imagine,
dude, those massaging chairs.
Everything was cool. Everything.
Oh my god.
Imagine
Did you guys think that when you would become an adult man, this is exclusively where I was gonna buy everything from?
I would say it'd be a success.
Seriously.
No, because I would have to like picture myself being super successful to buying much from there. I'm like, this fucking place is expensive.
It's like, it sucks because once it went away, it kind of got replaced by the as seen on television shop, where it's like they sell everything from like that's usually on an infomercial, or they say, oh, you're like, you can only buy it here, it won't be in stores, and then they literally have a store that just sells it.
Oh yeah. As seen on TV, yes. Well, can I tell you?
Hey, Slick, pop a beer and everything seems twice as good.
Yes, sir.
Damn right.
All right.
Creeper, no.
All right, any predictions for the next episode, quickly? Bert?
I mean, where we left them, they're riding the mouth of a whale into a different galaxy, so I think we're getting, hopefully, like, what you guys were touching on, of a brand new experience. Like, is it going to be Exegol? Is it going to be some...
Exegol is part of the unknown regions, which is part of that galaxy, so it will not be Exegol, because it is strictly... That's still within the galaxy. That's just unknown regions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we might get fucking backwards, upside down world where you talk out of your butt. No?
You expecting to see when they were going inside the whale with the ship, maybe like somebody back there like, oh, Steve Buscemi, just kind of like, yeah, I'm just going here for a free ride.
Just riding a tiny boat in the belly of a whale.
Just like...
There's like a band of hobos that just kind of like Go from Purgle to Purgle.
Bunch of hobos.
It's like a Pee-wee's
Jimmy
Big
Crackcord,
Adventure.
and I don't care. Yeah, get a bunch of space hobos. Uncle Howard was talking about wanting to be a wrestling hobo and have that be his gimmick. You know.
Oh, dude, if I had the money, I would be like totally be like that dipshit that goes to all the WWE events with the red hat.
Yeah, just be dressed as a hobo front row.
Just carry a bindle, front row homeless guy.
You could shit yourself and it's just being in character at that point.
There's like some story probably like 10 years ago about this guy whose dad, like this Major League Baseball player whose dad would like drive from town to town wherever he was playing, and it had like he had taken like one of those like small landscaper trailers that are like enclosed, and like put like a bed in it. And he would just like sleep in the parking lot of the Walmart wherever his son was playing, and he was like, I think my dad's technically homeless now.
Oh.
I would be that for
God.
AEW.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, that's nerdy. Like, I'd never do something like that. I mean, that's, especially if I get to hear.
Oh, the best song in the world.
When that played in Wembley, guys, I was fucking pumped. So, all right, let's move on. Actually, I do have a Jeff Jarrett update. Can we do that? All right, let me get that right.
Absolutely.
Jeff Jarrett wrestled on Rampage this week in an 8-man tag with The Butcher, The Blade, and Jay Lethal. I claim this to be my match of the year because we got to see Satnam Singh. He got involved. You had Penelope and the Bunny involved as well. You had, at the end, I think, The Righteous came out. Everybody's favorite to see at midnight when you're forced to sit during ROH tapings after AEW. Love to hear The Righteous come out and, snap their fingers and wrestle fucking 3 times in the span of 15 minutes.
That'll put asses in the seats.
Well, I have nothing against. They're fine. It's just, yeah. But no, Jeff Jarrett update. He didn't win, but another match of the year to add to the old list there, Connie.
Oh, for sure. My favorite part too, my favorite non-Jeff Jarrett part, I don't remember who it was, but somebody did a dive and Satnam just caught them and then just deposited them to the floor. It was the coolest thing ever.
It was an Abrahantis, was it? No, he was successful.
Oh, yeah. What was up with letting that nerd get involved?
I don't know.
He did the splash in the pool dive,
the best
too.
Part...
He did the splash.
Yeah.
That is really it.
And then, speaking of The Righteous, on Collision, they went over the Hardy Brothers. Oof. That's, Jeff, you might be on borrowed time, sir. Just FYI.
As much as I would travel and see AEW, man, what they did to me, Bird and Company, unforgivable.
I mean, that's a hostage situation. There's no two ways about it.
You are not allowed to move down to the first few rows for Ring of Honor tapings.
To watch Brock Anderson in all his glory.
I shouldn't be sitting down and find out Brock Anderson has a Titantron. I shouldn't be. Nobody should have to find that out.
Oh, the best part is ROH continuing to have a television title without a television show it's certainly a choice.
Really is. And 6-man titles for whatever reason that they just like.
Do they even have 6 men?
Yeah. So that's my Jeff Jarrett update, everybody. I think, yeah. Thank you.
Nicely done.
We're just living in it.
That's right. Get some cash for gold when you have the chance. All right. Anything else outside of Star Wars you guys want to cover? Grand Slam is coming up. Eddie Kingston
we got to talk about the rumors. We might be losing Jade Cargill to New York.
That's a big.
Oh,
They
yeah.
fucked up. They fucked up big time. Big time. There's no two ways about it. Like, there's no spin you can put. It's just, you know.
Yeah, that's one you don't want to like get away, like for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I just get angry if I really go into it and then sound nerdy. You know.
Everyone's like, "Oh, she's gonna do great." It's like, we're never gonna hear "cut the shit, Tony" ever again. Like,
No. Yeah. I mean, she'll do great with whatever, but it's just, yeah, it's not a fan.
I remember some of the nerds were like, "Oh yeah, like they're gonna start off in NXT, so she gets polished." I'm like, she's wrestled on TV and pay-per-views and is better than like 90% of the NXT current roster.
Right. I don't think she needs to be up to the Nia Jax standard of, or whatever MAGA women they have now. There's like 4 of them. They're all like, they all have different variations of some of their same name. It's like Zoe and Raquel and yeah, not a fan. Not a fan.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where somebody going to WWE was
Yeah, when an
something
indie
we
guy, when
celebrated,
somebody making chump change for sure, right?
Yeah, and like even like when Jericho went, you were like, "Oh, good, we're finally gonna
Yes.
get to see what he can do," and we did. But that was what 20 something years ago now. Not to date ourselves, but
It's funny
man.
now when somebody's like, "Yeah, I'm going to WWE. Like, I made it." It's like, dude, you and like 400 other people, like now, like give me a fucking like that huge ass roster. Like, I fucking made it, man. It's like, that's great, dude. I'm really fucking glad for you, man. But like,
Even the guaranteed contracts don't mean shit. Assuming they sign you to a 3-year, hell, they'll fire you in 6 months. Like,
yeah,
whatever clause to get out of it.
And then sign you back to a worse contract. Yeah, that's what they've been doing. And it's like I want to take some bets now. What do you guys think her name's gonna be? And what do you think Pillman Jr.'s name's gonna be?
Yeah, because they didn't even let Rex Steiner keep his name, despite it being an awesome government name. Like,
oh, did you guys ever see that Table of 3 with Braun Breaker with his dad and Scott Steiner?
Ooh, no.
Okay, it's worth watching just because at one point, like Scott flat out asks him, "So how come you didn't use the family name?" And he goes, "Well, I kind of just wanted to carve my own, path in the business." And then Scott goes, "Oh yeah, I guess that's why you're using all of our moves and wearing our colors."
he gave like the Office answer there, though. He's like, I want to carve my own path and not rely on this. It's like the fucking Michael McGillicuddy, Curtis Axel answer.
Yeah. So stupid.
I'm gonna take my dad's maiden name and my grandfather's working name. It's like, what?
That's even more confusing. That's even fucking guy. Well, one of the wrestlers of all time, Curtis Axel.
The genesis of McGillicuddy.
Yeah.
So the only bigger failure from that era of NXT was
yeah,
Richie
rough
Steamboat.
break there. Rough break. His dad retired. He just quit. That was my favorite message board thing. Ricky Steamboat retired. This fucking guy quit. It's like, okay, so he quit.
Did you guys catch MJF dropping the Steiner math promo?
No.
Yeah,
I was watching.
Hilarious.
I'm like, wait,
I live for this shit.
it's good. I was like watching. I'm like, wait a minute, what's he doing here?
I was like, I know this.
Was this on Collision? I haven't seen it yet.
That was on Dynamite, I believe.
Oh, I missed it.
No, this is not Dynamite. Yeah, he's like, there's only like 60% chance of beating me. But then, like, I was like, oh my god, he's doing it. He's actually doing
That's
it.
awesome. I have to rewatch that. Fucking hell. All right, so
The cream of the crop.
I think that's pretty solid for outside of Star Wars, right? That's still Star Wars adjacent.
Yep.
Hey, if you watch enough Dynamite, they're gonna play Rogue One right after,
That's true. It's just anything that comes on before Revenge of the Sith is a Star Wars.
Rogue One or the cleaner?
The accountant. That's the accountant.
Or the accountant, that's right.
Kenny
Kenny
Omega's
Omega's the cleaner.
The accountant. Never have I seen a movie's ending so many times without seeing 90%.
Without actually watching. Yeah, I know the last 5 minutes of that movie by heart. I've never seen the rest of it.
I will be happy if I never catch the last 3 minutes of Big Bang Theory again.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, don't sleep on young Sheldon. Don't sleep on young Sheldon. I've gotten through like 12 minutes of young Sheldon post AEW just being lazy on my phone. I'm just like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, that's how I do it too. I'll be like, I should get up and I should like go grab the remote and change this, but I'm in the middle of Marvel Snap. So as soon as this match is over, and then next thing I know, I'm halfway through a young Sheldon, and nobody needs to do that.
That doesn't give you the right to call me
No.
a cuck.
Agree to disagree there.
Disagree, Chancellor Valorum. Disagree.
All right, so let's close it off here then. Harpo, you got any legends, board game, PC game, kind of history lesson to provide to me and Bert this week?
Well, it's more. This is actually a contemporary thing because last week I did a little Star Wars Shatterpoint for you. If anybody listening to this was curious about that game, next year there's going to be a shit ton of new stuff coming out. They announced, they showed pictures of new miniatures of set with Jedi Luke Skywalker with Leia in her Bosch costume, with Chewie and Lando in his Jabba's palace garb. They announced, what else? Oh my god, there were so many. I was trying to keep track of them. They were just dumping, because there was this huge convention over the weekend, and there's 2 different Ewok sets coming out. So for those of you who've you're down with the little furry guys, you can get yourself a team of Ewoks, and you can kill some stormtroopers that they also announced, with Vader leading the charge with 4 stormtroopers.
And this is all for Shatterpoint?
Yeah, this is all for Star Wars Shatterpoint, and if you wanted to take the dive, this might be the time to do it, because this game's about to get huge. They ended they did like this hour-long presentation where they were showing like all the minis that are coming out next year, and then at the very end they showed like concept art of
big ass
Rebels.
titties.
Yeah, yep, they did it. Hera's in it. They also announced Master Plo Koon with the Wolf Pack, and what's his name? Colonel
Wolf
Wolf.
Yularen?
One of the clones.
No, the Wolf, the clone.
Gotcha. Wolf the clone. Yeah, with the Wolf Pack. He was one of the ones that ended up living with Rex.
The goofy one?
Yeah. Yep. The one that was all 6s and 7s.
Was he one of the ones that died near the end of Rebels?
Yeah. He was like, I wouldn't have done it. And,
yes.
Yeah.
But they ended it with a teaser of artwork for Grand Admiral Thrawn. So yeah, this game, because it started out like the core set is all during the Galactic or during the Republic era, and they were kind of slow dripping in, like they released a Vader and Obi-Wan that could be used in a different era. So we're about to get into the Galactic Civil War era of this game, and from there, that's the other thing they announced too, was a Mando set with Mando and Grogu on one base, with Grief Karga and IG-11.
Who from Rebels is in this game? Sorry to interrupt.
And they haven't released anyone from Rebels yet, but they showed the concept art of Zeb and basically the whole crew of the Ghost.
Anybody else? Okay.
Kanan, Ezra. So far, the only people that I could say that are in Rebels that are currently in the game, there's Ahsoka and Rex. And I'm trying to think.
Who's that pilot from Rebels? The really great pilot? Flies the ghost?
What? Hera?
Man, fucking
Oh, you son of a bitch! You got me.
Fuck.
You got me, you magnificent bastard. I'm sorry.
God,
I'm so
dying
sorry.
here, just like, don't be sorry.
I am so
not on
sorry.
you.
You led me
so
down the
hard
primrose
here.
path. But also, to seriously answer your fake question, the Grand Inquisitor is also in the game. Like, I have that set painted. It's the Grand Inquisitor and Reva from Kenobi, and the fifth brother and the seventh sister. So
I love gold.
I'm telling you, folks, this game's gonna be huge. If you got like one or two buddies that you might want to split it. Maybe you don't want to spend $80 on a whole core set. Maybe you just only like half the minis. Get your buddy to go in half with
I
you.
love
You
it.
won't
I
regret
wish
it.
I don't have buddies here. I don't. Yeah, I could.
Oh, but
someday.
you could.
Yeah,
You could someday. There's I'm not sure which part you're in, but I know in London there's like a gaming, like a board game / pub type of a chain called Draft, and maybe walk in there one of these days and spit out some in-betweener lines and maybe
that's
make
a good
yourself
idea.
some new mates.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Well, I had a wank this morning thinking about your mum's tits. Is that a lie?
Yes, absolutely. In that exact same.
Thank you. See,
manner.
that's
Just do
paying
that.
me back. That's the paying it forward there. I had two from there from in-betweeners, or I think I even don't have that one anymore, so I'd have that one. Yeah. That's paying it forward.
That's good. That's
All
a good
right.
one.
So I think we're good. No.
Harpo, did you hear anything about the upcoming MMO that they're supposed to put out soon? I think it's Galaxy Heroes.
No.
Or Galaxy Heroes was
cannot
the
say that
old
I have.
MMO. They're doing like a new one.
There was the Fortnite Star Wars game for the Switch that they had. That's just been in developmental hell for a while because Fortnite already has Star Wars characters. You guys know the one I'm talking about? It was like Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's no main characters. It's all like stormtroopers and like other like and Mandalorians. It's very Fortnite-esque, like the kind of colorfulness of it.
It's called Outlaws. Sorry,
Outlaws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Because now EA's exclusive contract with Star Wars is up, so now there's all these other games that have been like kind of secretly in development are being announced. I think.
Sweet.
Oh, and I've in this link I found there that trailer that dropped about a couple months to a year ago for that crazy like way back when not High Republic era game that's supposed to be coming out.
Right, there's like protests or like there's like negative stuff about it. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know.
Well, I think it's something to do with the developer of the studio. There was like some bad shit that came out about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't walk into you walk into any video game studio, you throw a stick, you're gonna hit a perma.
Fair enough. So yeah, Outlaws is the one that's gonna be coming out next year for like PS5 and like Xbox, right? And it's like immersive.
Yeah, I saw.
Does look cool. Does look
Looks pretty
cool. No update on the Fortnite Star Wars game. But yeah.
Oh, I gotta ask you guys this: have any of you played the AEW game? Okay, have you played the
I love it. Yeah,
Stadium Stampede mode.
I mean, it's
really.
Let me make something clear here. Okay, so it wasn't what I thought it would be because you could only do like 2 moves, like scoop slams and like your finisher. What that game got me to discover is, oh wait a second, why am I playing a shitty version of Fortnite when I could just be playing Fortnite? And I want to. Yes, okay, and now I'm Mr. Fortnite. I think I am the best Fortnite player in history. I literally got number 1 victory royale, and I'm it. That's it. I'm retiring. I'm retiring the best. Marvel
like
Snap.
you did at
Yeah,
Marvel
that's
Snap.
a fun. That's a fun game. I always had that Black Adam card up my sleeve. All right. So, anything else? We're good. Bert, nothing
I
else.
think we're good, gentlemen.
We did good this week, considering we're at like half efficiency. If we're
Yeah.
being kind.